Hey everyone, hope you're enjoying your Friday. It is an overcast day, it is comfortable outside, and a perfect opportunity to get some work done in the garden. I get a lot of questions and people that comment about some of my garden posts, and I noticed today that in addition to doing some weeding, my tomato plants are growing very quickly, so I thought I'd share a couple tips with you on how to keep your tomato plants healthy throughout the course of the growing season and to kind of maximize your overall crop of tomatoes as we go through the season. So these are a couple of things that I think are really important when it comes to growing tomatoes. All right, one thing that is important is determining what type of tomato plants you have with respect to being indeterminate or determinate. A lot of the varieties that I grow tend to be indeterminate, and those are the ones that continue to grow and are more of a vining type tomato, and they can get very tall, and they also get very lanky, and you really have to prune them. The determinate varieties grow maybe 3 to 4 feet. They're more bushy, and you don't have to do as much pruning. This one right here is an indeterminate variety, and I can tell that because it continues to put out a lot of new vines in between a lot of the branches here, just like this one right here. Let's see if I can show that to you. In between this leaf here and the main stem, you could see there is another stem that is coming out, and that's something that I'm going to want to remove. So the main thing with tomatoes in general is as they grow throughout the season, they are more prone to disease. And a lot of times I notice, and maybe you've noticed as well if you're a tomato grower, that all of a sudden you start to see some yellowing on the bottom leaves of your plant. Right now, fortunately, I don't have that, but it is due to what's in the soil. And when it rains, if you don't have any type of mulch around your tomato plants, the particles from the soil, the bacterias, they kind of, and spores, the mold spores really, will actually splash up onto these leaves, and then disease begins to grow and spread. I have a little bit of yellowing right here, but the idea here is you want to put a mulch down, number one, and number two, you want to remove all of these lower petals that are actually, or stems that are actually touching the ground or very low to the ground. Now you can see that I have removed all of the leaves on the bottom of the plant that were touching the ground or very close to the ground. The next thing I'm going to do is cut out some of these what I call sucker stems, and these are the ones that don't come off the main stem here, or it is not the main stem I should say, which you can see right here, but it's these ones that are in between. You get a leaf and then you get another stem in between, and these are the ones that you want to remove because they tend to crowd out the plant, and they also lead to an additional concern for some disease because these are very, very close together. There's not a lot of airflow in between these branches, and that's another way that disease spreads throughout the course of the season. All right, so now basically I've finished pruning this plant as much as I want to right now. Again, I've removed a lot of the leaves that were either touching the ground or very close to the ground. I'll keep an eye on these. A few more may have to come off. I'm also going to put down some mulch right around the base of the plant to help, number one, keep the moisture in place when we are dry, but also, more importantly, to help reduce disease. Again, remember, there are a lot of spores that are on the dirt here, and when it rains, those can splash up on the leaves and create disease, and then it quickly spreads through the plant, and it's very hard to control. The other thing here is I've also now allowed for much better airflow. You could see where I've reduced some of the suckers. I've taken these out. There was one there. Here, there are several other areas, and this is allowing for much more airflow now throughout this plant, and that's going to keep it, again, a better chance of keeping it disease resistant throughout the course of the season. The other thing is, because these are indeterminate varieties, they're going to get very tall. My plants typically get taller than me, 6-7 feet easily, and with any little wind they can flop over very easy and break. Now again, that takes away that. You still want to stake them. I do have these cages here that will help keep this in place, but I'm also going to stake it at some point here as they continue to grow tall. But what I'm also doing is, while I am reducing the overall size of the plant and perhaps taking away from some of the fruits that I'll ultimately get, now the energy in the plant can focus on the stems that I do have remaining, and will allow for some very productive growing of these tomatoes as they continue to go through the season. So again, several pointers that will help you if you're maybe new to growing tomatoes or have had issues in years past with keeping the plants healthy. These are some of the things that I've learned throughout the years that really add to the success of having tomato plants. Hope this helps you, and good luck with the rest of the season.